The movie portrays various members of the Chong Chow gang in Thailand guiding girls into a building for prostitution. Subsequently, upon exiting the building and mounting their motorcycles, they remain oblivious to a bald man observing them from across the street. This bald individual is later revealed to be Curtie Church, an American assassin tasked with eliminating the Chong Chow gang members. However, his client insists that the murders must be made to appear as if the Zhang gang, rivals of the Chong Chow gang, committed the acts. The goal is to spark conflict between the two factions. To achieve this, Curtie rolls a grenade towards the gang members, causing a single, devastating explosion that kills them all. He then brings a kidnapped Zhang gang member to the scene, placing a gun in his hand to ensure that the Chong Chow gang would blame their rivals for the attack. With his mission accomplished, Curtie needs to quickly leave the crime scene. Just before departing, he notices a woman who witnessed his actions, but refrains from speaking to her, understanding the need to flee before the authorities arrive. In the subsequent scene, Advisor Boone, the leader of the Chong Chow gang, discovers his men's alleged demise at the hands of the Zhang gang using a bomb. Enraged, Advisor Boone orders his gang to retaliate against the Zhang gang at midnight. Meanwhile, Curtie meets with his client, Rajadan, to receive payment. It is revealed that Rajadan sought to dismantle the criminal gangs due to the abduction and murder of his daughter, seeking vengeance. Rajadan proposes that Curtie eliminate more Chong Chow gang members, offering a substantial reward for his success. Curtie agrees, but requires a new weapon for the job. He visits a club owned by arms dealer Jimmy the Brit, skilled at assembling weapons with his eyes shut. However, upon seeing Curtie, Jimmy panics and flees, prompting Curtie to give chase. Eventually, Curtie catches up to Jimmy, reassuring him that he only needs to purchase a weapon without any harm. Relieved, Jimmy leads Curtie to one of his armories, where Curtie selects a sniper rifle. Armed with his new weapon, Curtie infiltrates a temple tower to execute his next assignment. Coincidentally, the tower is positioned opposite a club owned by the Zhang gang, and Curtie anticipates the Chong Chow gang's retaliatory strike against the club for the bombing. He waits in the tower, hiding Rajadan's money on the floor, and removing a stair in case someone enters while he's in action. Curtie positions his rifle by the window and starts his dinner. However, as he eats, a woman suddenly appears, surprising Curtie. She turns out to be May, the same woman he saw during the gang members' killings. Claiming she wanted to help him, May's presence initially raises Curtie's suspicions. He restrains and silences her, fearing she might disrupt his plan. Over time, Curtie develops a rapport with May, untying her and enlisting her help in listening for noises from the club. When the Chong Chow gang arrives at the club, a shootout erupts, prompting May to wake Curtie, who swiftly grabs his rifle and begins shooting. May, witnessing violence for the first time, is frightened. The following day, Advisor Boone informs gang leader Boss Katha about the sniper attack, suspecting the sniper's affiliation with their rivals, the Zhang gang. Curtie, the sniper, is now heading towards the gang's headquarters. May, a former captive of the Chong Chow gang, offers to help Curtie eliminate them. Curtie accepts and asks her to show him their base, discovering it to be larger and better defended than Rajadan had described. That night, Curtie confronts Rajadan about the dangerous missions, but agrees to continue working for triple the payment. Unexpectedly, Rajadan consents. Meanwhile, Boss Katha and Advisor Boone propose a ceasefire to the Zhang gang, acknowledging that the Zhang gang wasn't responsible for the bombing and that an external force aimed to pit them against each other. Boss Katha seals the ceasefire by gifting a white elephant as a peace offering. Unbeknownst to them, Curtie and May observed the meeting from a distance. Learning of the truce between the two gangs, Curtie received a new mission from Rajadan. Returning to Jimmy for additional weapons, Jimmy initially refused to supply him, realizing Curtie was targeting influential gang members and wanting to avoid being associated with supplying the weapons. Eventually, relenting due to Curtie's persistence, Jimmy led him to another armory on a ship, revealing a special weapon. In a sudden move, Curtie elbowed Jimmy in the face, explaining that it was to protect him. If discovered, Jimmy could claim Curtie had robbed him, with the scar as evidence. That night, Curtie used his new sniper rifle to eliminate more gang members from a building opposite Chong Chow's headquarters. However, an enemy sniper spotted him, forcing Curtie to flee and abandon his new weapon after being injured. With the gang aware of his location, Curtie stole a nearby gang truck as an escape route. While fleeing, he discovered May and several other girls inside, sex workers under the gang's control. Despite urging them to leave, they refused due to drug addiction and fear of retribution from the gang if they escaped. Curtie respected their decision, and he and May took a taxi back to their hideout in the Temple Tower. During the journey, Curtie questioned May about her presence in the truck and the events leading to it. May explained her failed attempt to save the girls. Upon reaching their destination, May, noticing Curtie's gunshot wound, took him to the temple's monks for immediate treatment. Simultaneously, the Chong Chao gang discovered the sniper rifle and traced it back to Jimmy. Advisor Boone interrogated Jimmy, who claimed he had been robbed, with multiple weapons stolen. Though Advisor Boone believed Jimmy, he instructed his men to closely monitor him. After recovering from his injuries, Curtie resumed his mission, eliminating Chong Chao gang members around Jimmy's club and confiscating one of their phones. Curtie then approached Jimmy for close combat weaponry. While en route to the armory, Boss Katha called the gang member's phone now in Curtie's possession. Without hesitation, Curtie answered and informed Boss Katha of the deaths, offering to cease the killings if Boss Katha released the girls forced into sex work. However, Boss Katha refused, justifying that he was providing for the girls in need. Curtie was left speechless, as Boss Katha's explanation contradicted Rajadan's account. According to Rajadan, the Chong Chao gang had abducted the girls before forcing them into sex work. Armed with weapons from Jimmy, Curtie decided to follow Rajadan to uncover the truth. Surprisingly, he witnessed Rajadan entering a brothel, an unexpected location for a grieving father. Nevertheless, Curtie knew he needed to learn more about Rajadan's true motives. Posing as a customer, Curtie entered the brothel and approached a girl for information about Rajadan. To his surprise, the girl quickly revealed that Rajadan owned the brothel and was currently upstairs. In a swift move, Curtie headed upstairs to confront Rajadan. Before he could make much progress, the girl alerted the guards about Curtie's intentions to kill Rajadan. Despite the guards' gunfire, Curtie persevered. And eventually found Rajadan in a room, demanding the truth. Cornered, Rajadan confessed to being Boss Katha's son. The story about the Chong Chao gang kidnapping and killing Rajadan's daughter was a fabrication designed to elicit sympathy from Curtie. Rajadan's true motive was to undermine Advisor Boone's standing, as Boone was next in line to succeed Boss Katha as the gang's leader. Believing he deserved the role more, Rajadan sought Curtie's help to eliminate Advisor Boone, offering a substantial reward. After contemplating the proposition, Curtie agreed. Meanwhile, the gang tortured Jimmy upon discovering his involvement, and under duress, he admitted to supplying weapons to Curtie and confirmed Curtie's role as the gang's assailant. This information reached Boss Katha and Advisor Boone, prompting them to plan Curtie's capture. Advisor Boone suggested involving corrupt police, but Rajadan opposed the idea, insisting that Boss Katha should rely on him, not Advisor Boone, to resolve the issue. Convinced by Rajadan's persuasive words, Boss Katha entrusted him with the task of apprehending Curtie. Unbeknownst to Curtie, Jimmy had been collaborating with Rajadan from the start. This revelation surfaced in a subsequent scene where Rajadan and Jimmy devised a plan to lure Curtie into a trap. If they succeeded in killing Curtie and presenting his head to Boss Katha, Rajadan's ambition to succeed his father would be fulfilled. Initially resistant, Jimmy did not intend to kill Curtie, as their original plan was only to tarnish Advisor Boone's reputation. However, Rajadan persisted, even resorting to threats against Jimmy's life. Meanwhile, Curtie returned to the Temple Tower to bid farewell to May, informing her of his plan to return to the United States. He assured her that Jimmy would arrive soon to protect her, left money with May, and departed. Later, at the airport, Curtie called Jimmy to inform him of his departure. Surprisingly, Jimmy revealed that upon reaching the Temple Tower, he found only the money, with no sign of May or anyone else. Curtie grew suspicious of Jimmy's loyalty, suspecting him of betrayal and collaboration with the gang to set a trap. Shortly after, gang members arrived at the airport. Curtie stealthily approached their car, incapacitated the driver, and stole the vehicle. Racing back to the Temple Tower, he found no trace of May, leading him to believe she had been kidnapped and taken to the gang's headquarters. Without hesitation, Curtie drove to the gang's base, crashing through the wall into the room where Boss Katha and Advisor Boone were located. Holding Boss Katha at gunpoint, he demanded the release of the enslaved girls. Unexpectedly, Boss Katha agreed to Curtie's terms, but demanded to know who had sent him to attack the gang. Curtie, deciding to reveal Rajadon's identity as his client and his desire for Advisor Boone's demise, disclosed this information. Rajadon, present in the room, was infuriated by Curtie's revelation and shot him in retaliation. Fortunately, Jimmy arrived just in time, shooting Rajadon and putting an end to the threat. With Rajadon dead, Boss Katha ordered his men to release the girls, but May was missing. Curtie inquired about her, but Boss Katha and Advisor Boone claimed ignorance about anyone named May. Skeptical, Curtie found a wall displaying pictures of all the girls associated with the gang and discovered an image of May. He confronted Boss Katha, demanding the truth and May's immediate release. Boss Katha insisted that the girl in the picture was named May, brought in 30 years earlier and now deceased. Curtie realized that the May he had recently been with was possibly her spirit, seeking help to free the girls from their lives of prostitution. In the end, her wish was fulfilled. After receiving payment, Boss Katha allowed Curtie and Jimmy to take all the girls away. In the final scene, May's spirit appeared once more, radiating happiness as Curtie had succeeded in liberating the girls. The end. So, what do you think of this movie? Did you enjoy the recap? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. One like and subscribe is highly appreciated. Share this video to your friends and family too. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next videos.